might become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2022 Marvel Cinematic Studios film, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, a film that is directed by Sam Raymond and it stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Wong, Rachel McAdams, and it is the sequel to Doctor Strange. Now, where do I go with this story here without giving any spoilers away? Right, okay, well, Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange is having dreams of the multiverse, different versions of himself. He attends the wedding of his ex, played by Rachel McAdams, and then there is a ruckus down on the streets and a young girl has been attacked by some octopus-type creature. He saves the day and finds out that she's called America Chavez, who has the ability to skip between multiverses. And there is somebody very, very powerful who is chasing her, desperate to absorb her powers. Doctor Strange realizes the importance of this and takes her under her wing and gives her protection. That leads to a confrontation between him and the incredibly powerful Scarlet Witch. Right. What are my thoughts on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Well, this has been one of my most anticipated films this year. I think when Marvel has played around in the multiverse, it's obviously been very rewarding. You know, Spider-Man obviously is the most recent example of that. That was an incredible film, and many would argue right up there with the best Marvel films that have been made. For me, I really enjoyed this film. I found it to be highly entertaining. I don't think it's necessarily without fault. I think there are aspects of it that do suggest that the film suffered from reshoots a little bit, I suppose. I think it's fair to say. It does feel a little bit, a couple of pacing issues here and there, but ultimately I think it's overall a very, very rewarding film to watch and very, very entertaining. I think, again, one of the things that really works with this film, I think it plays around with different elements. It kind of dips its toes into a bit of horror. This film, you know, the scenes where Doctor Strange is possessing like a zombie version of himself, I suppose you could say, and there's other aspects of horror, you know, as Doctor Strange meet with a third eye. There's also, you know, little bits of horror, and then I mean, I didn't watch WandaVision. I'm not really a fan of the Marvel TV shows. I don't think I've watched any of them. I think it's kind of oversaturating the market a little bit. But I know the general themes of the TV show, even though I didn't watch it. And I thought they did a remarkable job with what they did with Scarlet Witch in this. It's been long debated who is the most powerful Marvel character, and Scarlet Witch has always been in that discussion, even though previously in the past they haven't really fully explored her powers. Well, they really have now, obviously with WandaVision and now in this film. She comes across, I think, as a genuine and believable antagonist for Doctor Strange, because they do a really good job. Initially, I was a little bit underwhelmed with Doctor Strange and his abilities in this film. You know, because I've always got the impression with Doctor Strange, he was incredibly powerful. He's always been presented as quite a powerful Marvel character, even right from the first film that we saw him in. And I think that's why they do, I think, such a good job with Scarlet Witch, because her power surpasses Doctor Strange's really in pretty much every department, and they don't really hold back on that, and he's really got to think on his feet and be very, very creative in avoiding her to try and keep this girl safe, and be putting up any kind of a fight back to her. So I think that's a really good thing. They really do. You really do feel like the central characters here are in an awful lot of threat, and I thought they did a really, really good job. It's been argued in the past that Marvel have failed to deliver, should I say, strong villains. And I think they absolutely nailed it in this film in regards to a villain. I mean, I thought Elizabeth Olsen was excellent because you got to see all aspects of her character. You got to see the villainous side, and you also got to see the gentle side with her being a mother and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I thought that was really, really good, really, really balanced. Lots of fan service here if you're into that sort of thing. There's quite a lot of it here in this film, which is always, I don't think it's overdone as well. Some may argue that they think it might be overdone. I thought it was just about right. I'm not going to spoil in regards to what we are presented with, should I say, in regards to the multiverse. We are introduced to a number of surprising characters. The one that you will probably be aware of if you've seen the trailer at all, which I thought was pretty good. But honestly, I was a tad disappointed that we didn't get a little bit more of the multiverse, like different characters that he meets in the multiverse. He kind of meets the bulk of them in one, and alternate versions of himself, like in another one. But I don't necessarily think they explored the possibilities enough in regards to characters within the multiverse, and it's not as uplifting, I suppose, as what we got in Spider-Man in regards to the surprises that we are presented to in this film. We get a really good cameo by, it's Sam Raymond. I think you can guess who. He generally cameos in most of his films and stars in a lot of his films. And it's a real throwback as well to his most famous role. And I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't seen the film. But I really enjoyed it. It was actually quite funny at times as well. I think the humour was just right. It balances, I think, great effects, great action, elements of horror, humour, and I thought it balances it all really, really well. I do think there's a couple of things they could have done a little bit better, but overall I was super entertained by watching this one, which is why I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.